it's Lexi here with you. I am picking up on a life update from 2025. Now that I'm recording this video, it is a few days into spring 2026. So we are officially now in the year of spring in the northern hemisphere. And another new beginning, another new start. In my last video update, I made a comment about 1 King 2:2 and the lying spirit that was sent to help take down Ahab. And I had said, and the verse says, God calling forth one to deliver this message, and how will they do it? And a spirit, an energy, came forth and said, I will do it, and I'll do it by lying to all of the psychics, all of the oracles, all of the prophets, to fool them. And I had, I think, made a comment that holy beings will lie. That's why I wanted to weave in this, because I realized I didn't fully feel comfortable with what I said. Now, trickster spirits are very real, and trickster energy even has its helpful support, like in that scene. And I went back and looked at it, and it didn't say that like an archangel, or it just said a spirit. One said, I'll come forward and I'll be the one. So me sharing this, I understand that it is likely an energy that is already used to maneuvering in trickster energy. Because at the end of the day, the people that are the people, when we say it's the dark side of our human nature, and those that choose to only operate and plunge themselves into the darkness that are operating like this. Because we all have the light and the dark, and the light and the dark all bends its knee to God, to the Most High. It's like, I'll say good and bad, high and low, light and dark, right? That is just the lever of the spectrum, but there's still something above this. So we, at any given time, can be like a devil or can be like an angel. Many faiths and religious practices encourage a balanced middle ground, not too light, not too dark, not too light, not too dark. Because those that are too light and never look at the dark, they don't know. They're fake. Fake. Those that are too dark and don't tap into the light, they may think they have power. But they're not. They do not. They do not. So just more words so that we can consciously understand that these tools, these thoughts, everything can fall on a scale at the end of the day, if we wanted to put it that way. But there is something beyond us, beyond our comprehension, and that is usually what we call God. and us staying fragmented. Like, bear with me here. Enjoying the breeze outside. But fragmentation is what, as a whole, we are healing still. And we are all at different paces and phases, because life and healing is like this. It goes in its waves, it goes in its flows, it goes in its cycles, and it goes in its time. Time, healing, all of that, again, has never been a straight line. And I have to remind myself even of this, because I found myself on the spiral again. Well, I'm always on it. Again, it's I can forget. And like with the last update I was sharing, I found myself on the wheel of the spiral, to where I decided to go in a different direction with reconnecting to God, because God was making it clear to me how I was getting confused and idolizing things again. Because that, when we are so obsessed and idolizing and putting people on pedestals, putting people and groups and schools and thoughts and this and that above God, and so many things can be idols, right? Freedom of religion is a true thing. So I am an individual, and those that come to are part of my collective, I find we are typically non-dominational. We're people who are I don't care much, and it's frustrating. I guess I found it frustrating how much I'm outside just playing with the little rocks. You see my mind traveling here a bit to form a solid thought. That's fun. Be quiet. I lost the flow. That's all right. We'll keep this short, a couple more minutes. All right, what was my point? Talking about trickster energies and my collective, our collective, high collective. I'm someone who loves God, who knows that there's a God. And even when I didn't know there was a God, I just knew there was, clearly there's something here, right? There's something. There's something. "2020, this last year, and especially how it ended, because me sharing like that snake in the grass type of energy. Once I started to notice that my attention was more focused on the snakes in the grass, and realizing how it was hurting me, how do I change this? What's going on? You know, like I didn't know what was happening anymore. Like, why all of a sudden are all this chaoticness is happening? And me just being on my platforms again, just because I wasn't pulling and going within myself. I was just curious, well, what's going on? Like, I set the very specific intention. If I'm gonna look outside of myself and I'm not meditating and I'm not journaling and I'm not having the internal revelations pop up, let me keep my eyes open. Like, I would pray over my social media, pray over my YouTube, pray over my YouTube search, my Google searches, etc. And that when I'm seeking information, if I'm out in the library, I'm out in the internet world, may I be protected. May I be only shown what serves me. My YouTube is my help. Because I know many of us, all of us, all of us, as a collective, we still are seeking out of ourselves. And I started getting into those habits again of I'll call it doom scrolling, okay? On just watching and listening to others and sometimes implementing it. Or I was speaking and sharing how I really dropped my people pleasing, and it was hard. It's hard for me. It's hard. If you're a part of my collective, I anticipate you also are someone who just loves to help, heal, care for others. And I still found myself putting others first. It's not like I paused there for a second, because it's not, I know some, right? Some may just spread light, thinking that that's going to erase the dark, which it could. But if you're not, like, shadow work is hard. A lot of times, not even, like, what a part of shadow work is sometimes even what I like to focus on is, what am I not even conscious of? Like, do you know how hard it is, something that you're not aware of, to make yourself aware of, educated of? It's, especially when your body has been blocking it. It's hard doing it alone, and even doing with others, because of the focus on all of the haters and all of the snakes around you and all of the thieves. Like, I was feeling shocked to the point where, like, I don't even know anymore. I don't know. Why bother? Why care? Look at me. Look at me too. Okay. I apologize. If you're still here, I feel like I'm a little all over the place, but I'll wrap it up then. It's spring. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy of the growth, but it was just a hard year for me. Like, I'm sure it was very hard for many others, and like a elastic rubber band, I got pulled really tight. God doesn't let me break, but I get pulled really tight. Really tight. Oh, snap. And I'm snapping back to reality. Woo. Just healing myself. So for this year, we're going to keep very open-minded, right? Just what I know of horse energy, what I'm already feeling. Like, yes, horses are, like, they're a hard worker, right? But think of, like, hard work. That's not the word that I want to settle on. Endurance and freedom. endurance and freedom. Consistency, because last year with the snake, it was a good training course in further discernment for me and spirit strengthening. Dang, I feel like my points are all over. But yes, it was very, it helped me discern. I found myself back into the sea of consuming, being a consumer, and consuming these messages, knowing that they're so general, and that shed in my ability to let go of wanting to people please so much and really keep my eyes open, keep honing my discernment skills. There's bugs. I like being outside, but the bugs are coming. The spiritual warfare and the darker energies were intense. It was very intense, even within myself, facing it within others. It was really hard, really hard. And the unseen troubles would prevent me from being able to consistently show up and work hard on what I needed to do. And now, as we're here in this horse energy, what I'm looking forward to do is to have more consistent freedom. I'm free. Keep staying free, but don't work myself to the ground like a war horses would, right? Like when I said hard working, like that phrase, like German workhorse, like just paddling on and keep going because like someone's riding me and telling me I have to keep going, and keep going. No, can I have the freedom of a wild horse, their stamina, their endurance to move forward? So stay free, okay? Find ways to be free. And how can you find a consistent, how can you consistently show up and upkeep your endurance? See a little rainbow in the sprinklers. Okay, but that's all. This became long. Until next time.